We keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing day in and day out.
That really is the stability indicator of whether you can actually service this debt or whether you're tilting the balance.
What should one do when one can't even afford to live properly after working day and night? This is what's happening for the middle class in the US now. But what changed? In the aftermath of World War II, the United States experienced an unprecedented economic boom that gave rise to a prosperous middle class. The Servicemen's Readjustment Act of 1944, also known as the GI Bill, played a pivotal role in this transformation. It provided benefits to returning veterans, such as education payments and loans for starting businesses. This influx of education and capital spurred innovation and entrepreneurship, laying the foundation for a thriving middle class. The period from 1947 to 1973 is often referred to as the golden years of America's middle class. It was marked by a significant increase in consumer income and the affordability of cars and homes, coupled with the development of the new interstate highway system. These factors contributed to a mass migration from the inner cities to suburbia, where the middle class flourished in neatly lined neighborhoods, embodying the quintessential American dream. Education became a primary indicator of middle class status. College degrees became synonymous with upward mobility, leading to a workforce that was more skilled and specialized than ever before. Middle-class occupations were characterized by a comfortable standard of living, economic security, and a high degree of work autonomy. This period also saw the middle class become more politically active, exerting influence over societal trends and public policy. As we stand in 2024, the very idea of what it means to be a middle class has changed. The old roadmaps to be a comfortable life seem blurry now, replaced by a twisting path filled with unexpected obstacles. Stagnant wages that don't keep up with the bills and jobs that offer less security. The American dream for so many feels harder to reach than ever before. Think about it. How can the middle class thrive when paychecks have the same buying power they did years ago, yet everything costs more? We're on a treadmill, working harder and producing more, but the rewards aren't flowing back to regular folks. Meanwhile, grocery store prices make your eyes water, and gas eats up more of your budget. It feels like every time you take 2 steps forward, rising costs push you 1 step back. And how many nights have you been awake worrying about that job? In today's world, benefits and security aren't guaranteed at all, even in what used to be considered good middle-class careers. Automation always looms. The threat of work going somewhere cheaper hangs over everything, and this uncertainty, the feeling that you're 1 bad month away from financial strain, wasn't what the middle class was supposed to be about. Employment rates and job security are critical indicators of middle class prosperity. However, the landscape of employment has shifted dramatically. The rise of the gig economy, automation, and outsourcing has led to a more precarious job market. The middle class faces not only the threat of job loss, but also the challenge of finding employment that offers the same level of benefits and security as previous generations once enjoyed. What kind of policies would best support the middle class? Government policies play a massive role in shaping the economic landscape for the middle class. How taxes are structured, especially for corporations and the wealthy, has a huge impact on how much money people actually get to keep. The constant debate over whether to cut or hide those taxes is a battleground. Will changes leave the middle class better off or just make the rich richer? Housing and healthcare, these costs can make or break a middle class family's budget. Policies that make it easier to afford a first home or keep shocking medical bills at bay provide a lifeline. On the flip side, if prices spiral out of control, the middle class gets squeezed into instability. Speaking of medical bills, healthcare costs in America are off the charts. Even with decent insurance, families are getting crushed under copays, deductibles, and insane premiums. The cost of staying healthy now outpaces inflation. Something has to change with how insurance is priced, how drugs are priced, or the whole system itself to give the middle class a fighting chance. The dream of owning a home is fading for the middle class. Even though mortgage rates may ease a bit over the next few years, home prices are still staggering. It's a seller's market, and would-be buyers are getting priced out, which hurts them in the long run since they're not building wealth through ownership. The supply of affordable housing is not kept up with demand, leading to a market that favors sellers and disadvantages first-time buyers. Experts predict a continued rise in prices, albeit at a slower pace, which does little to alleviate the affordability crisis. The ongoing housing shortage is a significant factor in this trend. Middle-class buyers are adapting to the tough housing market by insisting on features that maximize the efficiency of limited square footage and budgets. Real estate agents report that buyers are prioritizing practicality and sustainability in their home features, reflecting their financial pressures. The average American debt has risen to over $103,000 per person in 2024, with mortgages and student loans accounting for the majority of this burden. This level of indebtedness is unsustainable and poses a significant threat to the financial health of the middle class. Debt peaks between the ages of 40 and 49, highlighting the challenges faced by this demographic as they strive for economic stability. Credit card debt has seen the most significant increase, with rates swelling by 16.6% between 2022 and 2023. This high-interest debt is particularly insidious, as it can rapidly spiral out of control, leaving families struggling to keep up with payments and ultimately damaging their credit scores. Addressing the debt crisis requires a two-pronged approach: policy interventions to manage interest rates, and promote debt relief and personal finance strategies to manage and reduce debt. Financial literacy and access to resources that help individuals navigate debt management are critical components of any comprehensive solution. The American middle class has experienced significant demographic changes over the past 50 years. While it once constituted a clear majority, it has been steadily shrinking, with the percentage of adults in middle-class households dropping from 61% in 1971 to 50% in 2021. This has led to an increase in the share of adults in both the upper and lower income tiers. Additionally, the middle class today is more diverse than ever before. The share of adults aged 65 and above in the lower income bracket decreased from 54% in 1971 to 37% in 2021, while their representation in the middle class rose from 39% to 47%. With better healthcare and a longer working life, older adults have been able to maintain or even improve their economic status. Population shifts have also impacted the political landscape. The migration of middle-class Americans to different states could influence election outcomes, particularly in swing states. These demographic changes are transforming communities and could have long-lasting consequences for the nation's social and economic fabric. The global economy has profoundly affected the American middle class. Changes in global trade and geopolitics can bring both opportunities and challenges. Middle powers and geopolitical swing states are leveraging their positions to benefit from these shifts, which could have implications for the US middle class. And that's it for this video. We hope you enjoyed watching it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our future videos. We have more amazing videos coming up, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.